Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Big West Men's Volleyball Preview. And with me on screen, none other than the University of Hawaii's head coach, Charlie Wade, and phenomenal setter, Tread Rosenthal, in the house. Good to see you guys.
Good seeing you.
Charlie, even amid injuries to key players in the regular season, Hawaii closed off the Big West Championship with a dramatic win versus Long Beach State in 4 to earn the automatic berth into the NCAA tournament. Can you share your thoughts on the 2025 season?
Yeah, really another exciting season of Big West volleyball, and capped off with the championship match. Spectrum replays that thing multiple times. So I've watched it like 3-4 times in the last couple of months, and I still want to hang around to see Louis Sakanoko's service turns in sets 3, and the one at the end. They actually had 2 in set 4. I'm hoping we see a lot of turns like that out of him. But the Big West has been the preeminent league in men's volleyball, and looking forward to another great year.
Tread, I've got to ask you your experience going through last season. I mean, you were one of the constants on the court. I believe you probably played close to every set for the Bows.
I missed one game in North Carolina. So it was good. It was good to just be on the court and get connection with a lot of new guys, especially near the end when we needed that. So I was willing to just stay out there and just build connection on the court with all those guys.
Right. Now, we were talking before jumping on about international competition and what you're doing in the off-season representing the USA, but can you share with our listeners and viewers what you did to get geared up for the 2026 season with USA?
I was training with the VNL national team for the first 2 months of summer, and then I had my age group tournament come. We had U21 World Championships in China this summer. So I had about a month of training with them, and then we went off and we got third, which is the best in history. So it was a pretty good summer.
Yeah, and actually looking at some of the posts there, I mean, it is a historic team, and people are like, oh, it's only bronze, but they don't realize how big a deal placing that world championship is in the USA, because it's the first time it's ever been done. But Hawaii has a few other athletes competing on that international level. Adrian Rohr, competing with France as well, the U21 team. And of course, your son, Kai Noah, on that same team with Travell Jordan, I believe, off the top of my head. And if I'm missing others, definitely jump in. I'm looking for the international participants on the team.
Quentin Greenidge, our new libero, also played. Our new setter, Magnus Heddervik, he played some with the Norway age group teams. I can't think of anyone else. Yeah,
I mean, Kainoa did have a nice summer with the U21 group, and then he played in the Final 6 with the senior team in October. Tatrisky was on the VNL roster, but then, he was still rehabbing from the ankle injury. Mitchell Croft was with the Australian senior team for most of the summer. Ofek Hassan was starting and playing on the Israeli national senior team for quite a bit. And Justin Todd and Finn Kearney were both on the training group with the U21. No doubt, a lot of guys got a lot of high-level volleyball training opportunities this summer.
Well, I'm glad you got to chime in there, Charlie, because I was going to ask you, how important is that off-season experience, particularly with national teams, for you and the systems you're running at Hawaii, and how strong does that make your team in the upcoming 2026 season?
Yeah, it's just great. It's high-level volleyball that they get to play over the summer. Obviously the rules in the NCAA don't allow you to train all summer so these guys go off and get a chance to train and compete. And it's a great experience. It just continues to help them evolve the players and play at a higher level. And when they come back here, again, we got a lot of guys with a lot of high level experience that should bode well for us this year.
Yeah. Well, Chad, I'm going to start off with you on this next question here, because a lot of big news over the summer here, and that's the one of the items is the pickup of a new assistant coach in Donan Cruz. I wanted to ask both of you actually how the team has responded and how you've adapted to having Donan on board. And go ahead and start, Tread.
I think we responded well. He's a great coach and an even better guy, so it's really easy to get along with him. And a lot of us have had past experiences with him, especially the guys who have trained with the the age group teams with the national team. So even this summer, I got to practice with him a lot and just understand how he thinks about the game and kind of pick his brain. So it's been really effective.
Yeah. How about you, Charlie?
Yeah, no, he's been great. He's got such a wide skill set. He really contributes in many, many ways to the program. So it's been great. Obviously, former head coach, former, NCAA head coach of the year. He not only did he give a chance to work with the 5 guys we had in the U21 gym, but he's recruited Adrian, so he's familiar with him. He recruited Quentin, and saw those guys at the World Championship. Just had a great connection. It was a natural. And being from Hawaii, we always joked, I went to high school in Indiana and he's from Hawaii, and he's from Hawaii and was coaching in Indiana. But it's nice to bring him home, and I think he's really enjoyed having a chance to be back here in the islands and really contributing a lot to our program. We're looking forward to having a good season.
Yeah. Charlie, you bring back a pretty decent amount of guys on your team that are extremely talented, but who could we expect to see as far as new faces wise if they're competing for positions for the Bows?
Yeah, you're going to start with Travell. Had a great summer, played with Tread on the, starting playing on that U21 team. So they got a little jump start on the connection. And he's an impressive athlete, long, lean, probably, 6'11" and jump touching over 12 feet. Really good blocker. And, I think he's going to have a fabulous year for us. Roman Payne, similarly, a little younger, but, he started on our U19 team in Uzbekistan, and it's legit 7 feet, if not 7'1" now, and can play the game at a high level. He's a true freshman, but he is going to have a great career for us. So excited about those guys. I'd say Finn Kearney's probably the most improved guy in the gym. He's really going to battle and add some real quality depth on the left side for us. They mentioned Kainoa. Kainoa's playing at a high level every day, got a lot of international experience, and I think that last trip that he was on playing with Karch and the senior team and playing against adult men really kind of showed him that he can play at a really high level. So we're chomping at the bit for the season to get going. We got a lot of guys that we know can play, and looking forward to getting out there and competing.
Well, you've got a deep bench of talent, without a doubt. I mean, last season was definitely evident of that, because even though you had injuries, that competition level is always so high in your gym. One of the things that I wanted to ask you, Charlie, is, with the new NCAA requirements of the limitation rosters, how difficult of a job is it to actually pick the 18 that are going to be listed on your roster?
Yeah, we scaled it back a couple of years ago, knowing this was coming. But I'd say it's the days of 20-something are obviously gone, and you were able to grandfather some guys in, so there's guys floating around. But the other thing that's happened is, because of the increased resources that are in the market, between cost of attendance, increased scholarship number, the rev share stuff, that the depth charts are becoming more lateral than vertical. And you saw last year, I think all 4 teams in the Final Four had pretty significant injuries, but they have enough talent to sustain it. And we were in the same, obviously, with Tatrishki out, and we had multiple outside hitters that had gotten dinged up, but you have enough depth now to sustain that. So I think you're going to see more of that. Look, the professional teams all over the world have got 12 guys on the roster. So, you can look at it in one respect that 18 is a bit of a luxury. The guys that will be more valuable are the multiple skilled guys, the guys that can play middle, right, left, center, libero, something like that can fill multiple roles for you in the practice gym. Those guys, I think, are going to be really valuable for, filling out the back of the roster.
Right. Well, essentially, you start off the 2026 season with 8 home matches. Then you hit the road for 6 matches, for powerhouse matches against Penn State twice, Stanford twice, the NIL tournament, then finally back home in early March. As a coach and also as an athlete, how do you handle and manage your team with that kind of schedule?
Yeah, there's a lot of really good matches, both home and the road, and you take them kind of one match at a time, 1 week at a time. I think we'll take advantage of having some bye weeks in February. That wasn't really by design, but more, with the NIL tournament coming in that run where we were planning on being home that weekend, but really great opportunity to showcase men's volleyball and for the guys to get compensated for their hard work, something that we couldn't turn down, and looking forward to what is a pretty exciting schedule.
Yeah. Now, has the competition been finalized though, as far as the participants for the NIL tournament?
It has. They're kind of holding off on the final title name and sponsor. We know a little of which the people who are kind of put the thing together, this Everyone Studios and USA Volleyball really are putting it together. But it's going to be Hawaii and UCLA and SC and Long Beach will be the 4 teams that compete, and then the winners will play each other and the losers will play each other. So just 2 matches. But like I said, they got a really nice television contract, and just a great opportunity to continue to kind of grow the game. It's a 4-team event this year. They're already talking about next year want it to be an 8-team event. So exciting to see men's volleyball to kind of move up the scale and get some exposure and get some resources poured into it that typically hasn't been there. They just finished this last weekend. The same guys run the men's basketball event in Vegas, and to see them wanting to continue to invest in men's volleyball, it's really exciting for the sport and for the athletes.
Well, Tread, that's actually going to be happening about 30 minutes from where home was. Got to be exciting to have some friends and family being able to watch you in such a big event, but coined as an Olympic preparation event, I guess, is what they're trying to use it as a practice for. But playing in front of a home crowd with 4 top teams or against 3 of the top teams, got to be an exciting moment for you.
Yeah, I'm excited to get home, and I think the main thing I'm excited for is just playing against a lot of guys that I know. I think a lot of the rosters of those top teams are filled with guys that I've played with or against over the last few years, so I'm just excited to compete against those guys and have fun.
All right. And Charlie, back to you. With great respect, you're one of the more veteran coaches. I never want to say the older coaches in the conference, but
I'm old. You can say it. It's all right.
Okay.
All right.
If I got your approval, I'm good to say it then. But I'm curious, as being in the Big West as long as you have been, and then before the MPSF, what transformation have you seen, particularly in Big West play, that makes it so appealing to compete in?
Well, I think you've got, every institution, volleyball is kind of a big deal, and you got really good coaches, and you're seeing, again, more resources being poured into it, and we've competed, if not won the national championship, competed for it every year since the Big West has come into existence. So, if you're a top level player, whether coming out of high school or somewhere on the planet, you want to play at the highest level. And clearly the Big West has been the best league in the country. And I don't see that slowing down or changing anytime soon. We're going to continue to attract top talent and produce championship caliber teams year after year.
Excellent. And Tread, unfortunately, I'm going to have the toughest question for you. So I hope you're ready for this one. And I'll preface it by saying, I always enjoy seeing getting the thoughts of the student athletes who are competing against their opponents and what they're seeing on the court. And with that, I'm curious, as being on the court, whom do you think is a Big West Player of the Year candidate? Could be someone on your team. I'll put that out there too.
I'll throw out, I'd say from our team, I think you can pick any one of our pins. I think they all have the ability to be the best player on the court, no matter who we're playing against. So that just kind of is up to me and how I distribute the ball and how I can put them in a place to make winning plays. And then for other teams, I think Skylar Vargas, pretty good. He had a lot of international experience this summer, and he's been playing at a high level since his freshman year, so he's always up there. That's all I'd say.
All right, that's pretty good. A lot of people got frozen on that question there that I've already hit them up with. But I'm looking forward to seeing you guys when you actually, are you in Irvine's here? Actually, the NIL tournament when you're out here in Southern California.
And at Irvine.
And at Irvine, that's
years, even numbered years we're at Long Beach, Irvine, San Diego.
All right. That's always a great weekend of a Hawaii ball. With that, that's Charlie Wade, head coach of the University of Hawaii, and Tread Rosenthal, setter for the Bows. Thanks for joining me today, gentlemen.
Thank you, Rob. Aloha.
Aloha.